Next, please. Next. நேரா case 1 போயிடலாம். Next. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes, doctor, proceed.
Okay. Yes, of course. This child is at risk for neurodevelopmental disorder. Next, please. Next, please. So who are these high risk or at risk newborns? Next, please. These are the children with hypoglycemia, perinatal asphyxia, preterms, and you have a reference here. The NNF guidelines gives a very nice tabular column which is available online, which categorizes the NICU kids into mild, moderate, and high risk. Next, please. So in short, any newborn requiring admission for more than 5 days will require a neurodevelopmental follow-up. Next, please. So what is done in high-risk newborn follow-up? First, Bera Uslovanga. First, what is done is Bera and vision. Say hearing and vision is a must for all high-risk newborn. Bera at 3 months corrected age, and vision, it's periodic assessment because functional assessment of the vision is most important. NBAS, this is nothing but Brazelton scale, which assesses the newborn behavior and the neurological status of the child. This is done until 2 months of age. It's done in all term babies. And Practice, general movements, these are purposeless, spontaneous movements, which is scored by Gesell theory, that's by visual assessment. NBAS and Practice both require training. The next would be developmental screening, which has to be done periodically. For low risk, it's at 9 months, 18 months, 24, and 36. In short, at 1 year, 1.5, 2, and 3 year visits. Others at high, those who are at high risk, we screen once in every 3 months until 1 year, and at 1.5 years, and then once in 6 months until 3 years, then annually until 2 years after school entry. Next, please. So we do a developmental diagnostic assessment at 6 months of age, which is done either by Griffiths, Bailey, or Darcy, which I will go in with detail in the next case. So next would be a 6-month-old infant with parental concerns of baby not smiling. Any history was uneventful except for the social smile, which has not been acquired until now. Other domains, absolutely the parent had no concerns. So what next do we do for this child? Next, please. Obviously, yes, it's going to be a vision assessment first. After that, we go in for screening. We have plenty of screening tools. Here, commonly and most widely used abroad is ASQ3. That's Ages and Stages Questionnaire 3, which we have read during our exams. This gives a detailed information on 5 areas. One is gross motor, fine motor, communication, personal, social, and problem solving. We have 3 categories here. If you see in this chart, you know there is a black area, there is a gray area, and there is a white area. There is a cutoff score given here. The scoring is very easy. So after scoring the child, we enter the scores here. If the child falls above the cutoff, that is in this white area, the child is term typical or growing appropriate for her or his age. If it's in this gray area, this is called as the monitoring zone. If the child enters this gray area, the child is at risk and enters the at risk follow-up chart. And here we need to give certain activities to the child, which is given in the ASQ3 form itself, and that can be applied at home, and the child will be reviewed after a month. If the child enters this black area, even in one subscale, the child must require a developmental diagnostic assessment. So here for this child, since the child was 6 months age and parents and the doctor had concerns, we did a vision assessment, applied the ASQ, and then went in for the diagnostic assessment. Here, most commonly used diagnostic scale is Bailey. The diagnostic, it's most accepted and most widely used worldwide. But I personally use Griffiths 3. Individual, it's because of individual convenience, and I'm the tutor of the scale as well. So Griffiths 3, it's applicable until 6 years of age, so it's convenient. And Darcy, it's an Indian scale, however, has its own disadvantages, which will be a lecture of its own. So for any child at 6 months, we need to have a, who had not had a social smile, we will go in for a vision assessment, screening, and a diagnostic assessment. The next case is going to be about an 18-month-old girl who was brought with concerns of temper tantrums and hyperactivity. Grandmother suspected speech delay. Obviously, it's a girl. They speak a lot. Please move back. Please move back. And the pediatrician noticed reduced eye contact. So what next do we do? Next slide, please. It's MCHAT-R, ASQ3, and ASQ-SC2. Absolutely, this is not the sequence to diagnose any child. Always start with assessing hearing and vision. If we look into hearing, is it mandatory? Of course, yes. If the child has not started to speak and is less than 3 years old, even if the parents say hearing is perfect, the child responds to advertisements on TV, whatever it is, hearing is mandatory for less than 3 years old kid. More than 3 years old, we give the option, but still on records, we do write hearing assessment. Next is vision. Then we proceed on to case 4. Next slide, please. This is a 3-year-old boy who was brought in as was referred by primary pediatrician. The child responds to his name occasionally. He says rhymes, names almost all objects, plays on his own, enjoys watching mother cooking. Please be slow. So response to name occasionally here. And we have to get an history that Advik Abdin Kupta Timbrana, La Advik Inda, Advik Pana, Advik Tata Pola, Sorna Timbrana. Obviously, for the second thing, the child will turn. Even an autistic child will turn because the child has given the purpose. So, in the name response, abdingradu only to the name. If the child's name is going to be Advik, it's only Advik. And says rhymes, names almost all objects. Look, this is a 3-year-old boy. He has started to say rhymes and plenty of names. He almost labels everything at home. So grandmother says, he speaks, right? That's fine. Anna, when we look into here, it's just labeling. இவ்ளோ வார்த்தை இவ்ளோ சென்டென்ஸ் பேசி ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் ரைம் சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு மீனிங்ஃபுல் ஸ்பீச்சே இல்லை. அம்மா வா, தண்ணி தா, பசிக்குது, அந்த மாதிரி வேர்ட்ஸே இல்லை. ஸோ வி ஹாவ் டு ஹாவ் அ வாட்ச் ஹியர். வி ஹாவ் டு லுக் இன் டு ஆட்டிசம். ஸோ த சைல்ட் இஸ் ஏபிள் டு சே பிஸ்கட் வென் இஸ் ஹங்க்ரி, பட் இஸ் நாட் எட் டு சே அம்மா பசிக்குது. Gets water bottle when he's thirsty. He has not pointed out. Actually, a 3-year-old boy. Please go back. Actually, please go back. Actually, a 3-year-old boy should get work from us. எனக்கு அதை எடுத்துட்டு வா, அங்க இருக்கு, அது செய்யி, இது செய்யி. When a child is able to do all things so early, think of autism. So obeys commands like put the paper in dustbin. He puts mat on after passing urine. For toilet needs, by the way he stands, the mother identifies. Look, obeys commands like put the paper in dustbin is called as rote memory. Even if you don't say the command, if the child sees a dirty paper down, he will definitely put it in the dustbin. Say rote memory in simple terms is learning by repetition or routine without full comprehension, that is without understanding the meaning or attending to what is being memorized. It's an asset to individuals with ASDs. So they do very well in spelling bees. They are very good in geography. And next slide is going to be about a child who was 4-year-old, who was given an iPad, just shown a picture for less than a minute. And look, he was able to do it completely. He has just done the picture of whatever he has seen. So that's called as rote memory. They are basically visual learners. Next slide, please. So for this child, what do we do? Next, screening questionnaire. Can MCHAT-R be used? Obviously not, because the child is 3 years old and MCHAT-R is applicable only until 30 months of age. Apply TIDOS. This was explained to by Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan during his previous lecture. It's available on the website as well. Next, please. So it's just a 3-item direct observation screen for ASDs, and it's available on the website. It's an article. It can be used from 18 months until 60 months of age. Say, even if you're not able to use the above tool, please counsel the parents and refer appropriately, because 3 years, until 3 years is the golden time. After that, its intervention becomes very difficult. Next, please. Previous, please. So case 5, this is going to be a 4-year-old boy who was brought with complaints of always on the go. Please, speech delay. Ma'am, please. Obeying commands. Please, previous slide, please. The child was obeying. Previous slide, please. It's just auto run.
Yeah, I think it's a technical problem. Yeah, no, I think it's come, doctor.
Okay. The child is always on the go, had speech delay. Previous slide.
Ma, previous slide, Kuduma.
Sir, previous slide, Varamatadu, sir. It's done.
Okay. Doctor, உங்க லேப்டாப்ல இருந்தா நீங்க ஹிஸ்டரி படிச்சிருங்க டாக்டர் அதுல இருந்து.
ஓகேங்க சார்.
பாருமா, திருப்பி ஒரு வாட்டி அட்டெம்ப்ட் பண்ணி பாருங்க.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார்.
மெதுவா பண்ணுங்க, மல்டிபிள் கமாண்ட் கொடுக்காம.
So this is a 4-year-old boy who was always on the go. The child has speech delay, was obeying commands occasionally since the age of 18 months. On examination, the child had a very good eye contact, used gestures, occasionally obeyed commands, was interested to toys offered, and was mostly on his own. The developmental assessment was done using Griffiths 3. The child revealed to have global developmental delay, and language was the predominant delay noted. So what next do we do for this child who is always on the go, but has a very good eye contact? The parents were not concerned about hearing, as the newborn hearing screening has been cleared. So anyway, as the child had a very good eye contact, had used gestures, and when we looked at the child and we spoke, the child was able to respond to us. So we went in for a BERA. The right ear showed profound hearing loss, and the left ear had moderate hearing loss. So the importance here is all children with language delay should be referred for hearing assessment, and infants who are deaf may have normal pre-linguistic expressive language until 6 to 9 months of age. Pre-linguistic expressive language is expression through face, that's non-verbal things. Next slide, please. Next, please. So rule for hearing assessment is 1:3:6. That's first month. Screening, that is no later than 1 month of age. Diagnostics testing, no later than 3 months of age. And early intervention, no later than 6 months of age, irrespective of the child is going in for an hearing aid or a cochlear implant. Whatever that it happens, it's left to the ENT persons, but we start on early intervention before 6 months of age. Next, please. So next child is going to be a 12-month-old girl who was referred by another parent who has been attending physiotherapy along with the child. The history goes like this. All antenatal, birth, and neonatal history were uneventful. Developmental history, the child was able to turn over. When made to sit, the child is able to sit without support, but it is to get up to sit and is it to crawl or stand with support. Other domains were appropriate for age. On examination, the child had a wide AF, head circumference was following centiles, and widening of wrist was seen. Developmental assessment. Do we need it for this child? Obviously, no. I see what the mind knows, and you all know the diagnosis. Motor delay can also be due to treatable metabolic condition. And please do remember, as a pediatrician, we shouldn't miss 3 conditions. 1, Down syndrome, 2, hypothyroidism, and 3, rickets. So next, with this, we end with the case scenarios. We will go how to approach a child with developmental concerns. Any child who comes to us with a developmental concern, take a good history, do a complete physical examination, assess his vision and hearing, and then apply a developmental screening questionnaire. If the screening questionnaire turns to be appropriate for age, reassure the parents and do a periodic screening, because the parent has had a concern at this point and this child will enter the high risk category. And if the screening tool shows appropriate for age, and still if doctor has concerns about the development, kindly explain the parents and refer appropriately, as most parents are learned and they know what answer to give, especially when they are in a denial mode, they will give all answers as to be perfect. So refer appropriately. If there is going to be a delay in the developmental screening, even in one area, the child requires an appropriate referral. You know plenty of developmental pediatricians in and around. In Coimbatore, myself and Dr. Malligai are there. CMC Vellore holds a team along with Srinivasa Raghavan. Chennai has a team. So we can proceed with that and explain to the parents or the caregivers that a more comprehensive evaluation is required, and it is important to emphasize screening tools are not intended to diagnose a developmental disability. It's just to use as a guide for further assessment. Next slide, please. So what can be made possible in our clinic? Adding up a red flag sign to immunization card. Yes, that can be done. I have done one and I'll show it to you in the later slide. There can be red flag signs posters in the clinic waiting area, which is available on plenty of websites. You can do a screening questionnaire, which can be filled up during the waiting hours. I do personally train the receptionist. You're wondering about qualification of your receptionist. It's enough if the receptionist is able to read or write. These sessions are free of cost. And the next would be the questionnaires attached to immunization card. You can give a link to the immunization card, which the parents can fill. And almost the whole family has a smartphone now, and they have an app to be downloaded. It's on the CDC website. Next slide, please. Available on the CDC website. And CDC website has a plenty of posters regarding that, which you can take print out, and it's all free of cost, and it can be just stuck up in your clinic. Next slide, please. This is about the checklist for early action. It's all the red flags integrated into the immunization card. It holds, in each domain, there is a red flag, which has been mentioned there from 14 weeks of life. I don't want to go in depth through all these. You can get it from me if you like it. I have shared to a few of my friends who are applying it currently. In this, I would like to stress on 3 factors. Next slide, please. One would be at 2 years. Remember, 2 years is the last well baby visit in your clinic before the child crosses the early intervention period. So be aware, look out for at least one red flag in each domain. Next slide, please. Anytime if there is a history or examination consistent of loss of skills, yes, it has to be referred. Next, please. And early handedness, yes, children with handedness before 15 months of age is called as early handedness, and we have to have a referral. Next, please. Remember, always address the parental concerns. Do not deny it. Take a developmental history. Observe the child. Identify their strengths and risks. Document the results and communicate with the other professionals as well. Next, please. To summarize, newborn hearing screening is a must. OAE and BERA. Vision assessment, yes. Fidgety movements, yes, it's using Prechtel's method. Screening for autism spectrum disorder is a must, and a developmental screening as discussed earlier. Screening for autism spectrum disorder is a must because currently there is a race in it. And to say further, I would like to say in the current era of screen time and COVID, we have forgotten our old things of play. Let's get back into it. Say no to screen time, at least until 2 years of age, at least in our clinics. Let the parents fill screening questionnaires, interact with other parents if they have doubts, so that the child learns to interact as well. Let them look at the posters around, let them roam around. A definite no to screen during or after vaccination, because you would have seen during every prick, the child is shown a mobile and saying, look, there is a rhyme here, or a rhyme runs and the child looks at that. No, it's not like that. Let the child cry, let the parents console, and let the parents say, yes, I am there for you. So that's very important. So say no to screen time. With this, I would like to conclude and thank everyone. Next, please. And we'll have the power of play in us. Play with a purpose. Thank you.
Doctor, you can stop scanning. Thank you, Dr. Mangai. I think you sounded very confident. Though there was disturbances, don't bother about it. But the message you sent was very, very clear. And it was a very lucid presentation. And I think you have sensitized all the private practitioners, especially what to do next when they have encountering problems, especially at the different age groups. You insisted on the hearing and vision to be tested properly, and the developmental screening tests, what are all to be done, and when to refer the child. It has been clearly demarcated, and it has been clearly said to all the pediatricians. And a powerful message at the end, I think the screen time has to be very much concentrated, and you should say no to the screen time, especially even the doctor parents. I don't think so. We just give the mobile when the child cries or when the child wants to away from the situation. We use the mobile and screen time as the savior for us. But I think that was a very strong message from you. And I thank you for your wonderful time and wonderful presentation, Dr. Mangai. And if there are no questions, I think I would request Dr. Jalil Ahmed to say a few words. Your comments, sir.
Ismail, it's a wonderful, wonderful talk, and need of the hour, except for the technical glitches. And Dr. Mangai, I just wanted to know, in the initial thing, you just mentioned the physical. You should not use the normal child. We should use the physical child.
Typical, sir.
And
typical, sir.
Sorry.
Normal.
Typical,
child.
Huh?
Typical.
Oh my God, that is what I was because of the some audience disturbances. Maybe okay, fine. And ASQ3, we have not heard about it, but I think that also is a new one. ASQ3 can be used in younger infants, whereas MCHR is for the older infants.
Sir, ASQ,
nothing like that.
ASQ3 from 0 to 6 years, sir.
Okay.
Fine motor, communication, personal, social, and problem solving. It gives us a cutoff score as well. It's very quite easy to use, sir, and easy to score as well.
இப்பதான் இந்த பிராக்டிசிங் பீடியாட்ரிஷியன் வந்து இப்ப மோர் அபவுட் முந்தியெல்லாம் growth and development மட்டும் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருந்தப்போ இப்ப எல்லா டொமைன் பாக்குறது மேண்டேட்டரி ஆயிடுச்சு. The last one you mentioned about the screen time, most of the parents, they are bribing the child during vaccination or any procedure and giving the phone to look into that. That we should always discourage us. And also the parents should also put down their phone using. That is the need of the hour, and the constant messages we have been telling for the parents. So it's nice one, Mangai. So thank you very much. Thank you, Ismail, for allowing
thank
me
you,
to
sir.
talk
Thank you,
about
sir.
it.
Thanks for your comment, sir. Dr. Mangai would be happy that if you share the developmental checklist,
Yes,
when
sir.
you set some checklist, I think if you share, I can share it in all the groups of IAP so that everybody gets benefited.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Before I close, I think I would like to hear from Jerome, Victor Jerome. Is he there?
He's actually at work in Nanikran, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
இருக்கீங்களா விக்டர்?
அது எப்படி அவர் கேட்காம இருப்பாரு? நைட் வாங்கிடுவாரு.
It will not be completed that we don't hear a comment from you, Victor. Yes, Victor, please.
சார் இல்ல சார், நான் ஆக்சுவலா ரொம்ப இன்டரப்டடா தான் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். நான் ஐ ஜஸ்ட் ஜாயின்ட் இன் தி லாஸ்ட் மினிட் ஆக்சுவலி. ஐ அம் தேர் அட் வொர்க் சார், அதனால தான். So if it has been very useful, like I'm really happy for it. Like I cannot claim credit for it actually.
அந்த பழமொழியை மாத்திரலாம் நினைக்கிறேன். புலிக்கு பிறந்தது பூனையாகும்பாங்கிற மாதிரி உங்களை தான் நாங்க பார்த்திருக்கோம். பட் மங்கை இவ்வளவு சூப்பரா இருப்பாங்க. It was very clear, very lucid thought. நல்லா இருந்ததுமா. Really happy about it. Thank you. So if there are no questions, I think I thank Dr. Mangai for giving us time, and I thank all the delegates who had attended the meeting today. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.